we got Mad Dog, as you know. We're gonna be having the Executive, you know the one. Hydrogen. Hellbent is another name he goes by, and his friend Hobbs, Hobgoblin, the Netrunner, and Cecile, Sparky, as they call you, or Sparks.
It's mostly Sparks. If somebody calls me Sparky, I'm looking at them weird.
Oh yeah, they've been doing it a few times by now. Well, the lot of you have already been given this job once, right? You've been given this job, and the details. Should I refresh you? You want a refresher on the details of your job?
A refresher is nice.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Not just for us, but for hypothetical viewers.
All right, yeah, no, the matter of your increased standing with that local Politico, that's given you a chance at some more work from him. And tonight's the night. Everyone knows that local law enforcement isn't exactly efficient in Night City. Badges would sooner run than tussle with a guy and his gun if they can help it. Well, with an exception, of course. Boomsmith. The man's a local cop known for his chosen weapon, the grenade launcher. Problem is, criminals aren't the only ones running from him. Other badges don't want to partner up either. For a small-time politician, there's no greater stunt than claiming credit for cleaning up crime. See, your friend, your Politico friend, he wants to get you provisional passes to give Boomsmith a hand in busting a few punks and, make a show of who was behind the arrangement. Gary Holder, the politician. So, now that you're here, you want the nitty-gritty, right? Okay. The neighborhood is a former combat zone. Some would argue current combat zone, adjacent to an old mall turned night market. Infrastructure's been crumbling for the better part of a century. It needs a revitalization, whether the people there want to believe it or not. Unfortunately, things might need to get worse before they can get better. At least, that's what Gary Holder says. Well, that's where Boomsmith comes in. His time investigating has turned up some really good intel, which makes for a decently passable plan. Normally, the punks that make living out here are tough. They're working together, but they're also making it really tough to find them because they're spread through every nook and cranny. They're tucked away in half-standing structures under the streets inside of cars. There's no telling civilian from criminal. But that all changes for one night a month, when all the movers and all the shakers bring it in for a no-holds-barred street race. Everyone with a gang wears their colors loud and proud, and anybody who isn't keeps their distance to avoid stray gunfire from the streets, which they treat like a track. Catch them after the races. And then, all those fancy cars will have probably spent their fuel. Folks will be hard-pressed to make a quick getaway. If you can push the gang element away long enough, it'll make redevelopment in the area more than just a pipe dream. With a badge on your side, they know better than to take shots that could put them in the NCPD's sights, too. But let me make one thing clear. The goal is arrests. Only 0 people who shoot first. Anyone else needs to be brought in with cuffs, alive and kicking. It's one thing to clean up a neighborhood, it's another to be associated with some rabid kill squad. The reward is 500 eddies per person, plus 100 for each of you on every warm body you put behind bars. Justice system won't hold him forever, but it'll be long enough that Gary Holder can actually start work. So, at a glance, go to Wheeler's Garage by the old mall. Wait for the races to finish, or get started before that. It's your call. But make any preparations you want, cut any deals you need. And finally, help that badge Boomsmith make some arrests. Lethal force is only authorized on people who shoot first. Your fixer's reputation is on the line for this one. At least, her reputation with the political elements of the city. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
So, we have to work with a cop here. I just need to stress that.
We're having a bit of a troublesome time, but this seems like a good opportunity to break it even. 500 eddies is a lot for somebody of such a current status, and making sure that our fixer has a solid reputation, that's very important for the inevitable yard sale that we're going to have to perform to get rid of all this excellent cyberware we have stuffed in this backpack, which I'm sure fits. Furthermore, there is some concern with working with the cops. We've had to do a little bit of research because this is a little suspicious, but bringing people in alive for once could be a good start for a good change.
Yeah, it could. It certainly could. Well, what about you, Hydrogen? Any thoughts on the matter?
If I am not mistaken, the reward of 500 eddies is per person arrested, correct?
Well, Hobbs is gonna look at you, flash over the details in her little data screens, and say, "Yeah, 500, then 100 per person."
Excellent.
Unfortunately for our poor corporate entity on two legs, Hellbent is not wearing his usual getup. He is clad in something. You're not quite sure what it is. At some point, it might have been something worthy of being found at a Goodwill. However, now it seems to be the kind of thing you might imagine Jack the Ripper to have worn at one point or another.
Oh my god.
He doesn't have any real sliver of himself showing, save for just a tiny glow behind a rather odd-looking cloth mask that he's keeping on as well. Hobbs has something similar on, however, she'd probably refuse to go any further than just putting, like, a
Hold on.
different outfit on.
Hold on, I know exactly what to do for Hobbs' outfit.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh no, I think I know what you're doing.
on.
I do know, I think.
Hold on. So Hobbs actually shows up with new boots, new pants, one whole cape, and a wizard hat. Indeed, Hobbs is dressed to impress, but who she's impressing, that one's a little bit debatable. She's even got some of her cyberware showing. Are those EMP threads or something more? Hard to say for sure. Anyways, she's ready, and she looks like a regular dungeon master, or perhaps an Elf Lines adventurer. This whole thing, it didn't really come into view until she put on the hat. That's when you really realize that things are looking a little different today. Still, that same Netrunner suit can be seen beneath it.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the hat.
Indeed. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the hat. But now, I don't know. I feel like I'm the executive. What about you, Hydrogen? Wait, do we need code names? Perhaps we could use our elf names.
If it would please you to utilize code names, I suppose it would not be the worst idea. However, I have the feeling it may or may not be irrelevant, considering our use of internal agents.
Smart. Hobbs is definitely agreeing with you there. Well, I'm disguised. You're disguised. You look a little different from the last time I saw you, huh, Mad Dog?
Yeah, I had a stop by the wash mat. Figured it'd be good to put on a mask for once, keep everything nice and clean and private. The hair was a little extra, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, do you need a hat? I could give you a spare. I have 2 of these.
Nah, no need. And Mad Dog, I suppose, is gonna. She doesn't have to, but she'll hold her agent in her pocket in one hand and then tap her temple with the other, and she's gonna, if she can, change her cyberware color to be more natural shade, but not one she usually has. We'll go with like
Perhaps.
deep orange or something.
Ah, yes, deep orange. Right on. And Cecile, are you disguised at all in any capacity?
Absolute. Cecile probably shows up late, and the first thing you'd probably catch is that she has dunked her cyberware arms into like temporary pink paint.
Yeah.
I with her disguise is full Asia pop fashion. She's gone pink and white, and she's replaced her sunglasses with these little heart-framed ones.
All right. I'm feeling it. Well, Hobbs is gonna try and peek around the corner, looking down the street. Immediately, she sees a few vagrants and also what look to be hastily erected towers on this street sidelines. Sees even some mocks present, so she's feeling kind of glad that everyone seemed to take the time and get disguised, especially after how much work you put into mocks, getting in good with the mocks on your last gig.
All right.
She says, I'm seeing mocks around the corner. If I look down a ways, possibly tiger claws, some scavs or the red runners. Is that Maelstrom?
Maelstrom, where? I must see this.
You peeking around the corner?
Like, we got three stooges, everybody peeking around the corner at lower height.
So as you peek
Got
around the
no problem.
corner,
They might rip you apart.
Hobbs decides to try and point them out. She indicates all the way up there on top of one of those towers across the street through the trees. Yeah, looks like more than a few gangs are showing up for this thing. I guess they really want to prove that they have all that compared to everybody else, huh?
Idiots, sleepyheads. We must avoid them or zero them. I don't dare call them kin.
So, you said zero them. Are you trying to provoke them to shoot at us, or are you going against the job?
I suppose it would be more inclined to arrest them if possible. However, I do not fancy the idea.
Every time that somebody says arrest or detain, Cecile just makes a pained expression. Like, oh, ugh. Every time.
Every single time.
Detain.
Arrest!
Detain.
Arrest! Handcuffs.
Oh, that really
I cracked
works.
my knuckles and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's a joke. That one's a joke.
Hobbs says, look, I
She's just
get
making a
it,
face
I
with
get
the
it, but
811.
some of us still have to make rent. Okay. Not everyone has the sweet pad paid for by the executives, right?
I offered to house you first thing. Do not talk to me about rent.
And he crosses his arms, clearly still a little mad about that.
Hobbs knits her brows together. You know that's a company violation, and if anyone gets fired over it, it'll be me, not you.
That dog would
I
like
can
to
permanently
step
disable
over,
those cameras. Shush.
and she's just gonna nudge Hop on the side. Hey, you could always stay with me, Jim.
No.
Not to be impolite, but I prefer not to shit where I eat, if that makes sense.
Harsh.
Hey, right, that makes sense. Not a lot of room in the kitchen anyway.
It's one thing to play some games together, another to, be one room over. That's a lot of privacy that you lose out on. Cost of roommates, right?
She shrugs. I don't judge, but do what you want.
Of course. Well, what do you say we go in there and get a beat on how things are looking before the race starts? I think we've got enough time.
Yes. Much time. See if you can scan for any local networks. Perhaps we can find something useful to us.
Are you sure you want me to start scanning it now? If there's any runners on there, they might detect me once I get down to business. I guess I could find good access points.
Stay off the net for now. I don't want you in harm's way unless I or one of our compatriots can ensure that you're the only one on the net.
All All right, which side of the street are we going for? Right side looks to have more claws. Left side has possibly some vendors?
That's always right.
I'm not sure I want to tangle with claws just yet.
All right, so while you're crossing the street to go to the left side, it keeps you away from the garage. The garage was mentioned in the gig as the likely spot people will be gathering after the races finish. For now, you can see a number of cars and not cars. Seems they're letting motorcyclists into this thing as well. Even have some AVs in the mix. A fucking taxi? I guess anything goes. You walk by the barricaded entrance to the mall parking lot, and you can see that there's claw presence there as well. A number of them are posted up. This is apparently where they want to be watching from. Get to the other side of the street.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I wanted to go to the other side of the street, thank you.
Oh, you want to go to the claw side?
Yes.
All right.
It's fine. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Just keep my employees safe. Thank you.
Okay, well, your employee
me,
goes
I'm not
walking
touching
below where the maelstrom are without you there.
I'm Bill.
Oh, shit,
Bill!
a cop!
Are you telling me Boomsmith's about to show up?
But yes, unfortunately, I would do it myself, but I can't. I'm sorry.
Indeed,
my
you
God.
cannot.
The cop's so big. Now he's small.
That seems like
right.
Boomsmith.
Hey, that's Boomsmith.
It is Boomsmith.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, jeez.
Chakalaka.
All right, Boomsmith, are you ready now?
I'm ready. I'm Boomsmith.
You are Boomsmith. As you are making your way on through there, and about to go and try and vagrant your way to the garage, someone pulls you back into an alleyway. You might not recognize him at first, but there's no mistaking it once you turn around.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Gold Hat McGun Hand. Name's Boomsmith.
What's your tone, cop? We must be very careful where we use our names here. I must not be recognized pulling this job for you. Remember, this is a favor, not a privilege. Privilege? Privilege? How is it pronounced? Tell me!
It's just
Boomsmith's a little confused himself.
Boomsmith also not.
Yeah, my mustache just kind of. The mustache responds in a knowing way, but it doesn't fully reach the rest of me.
Yes, the mustache furrows as your brows do not. Understandable.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes, my mustache is furrowed, and I'm like, well, Boomsmith is just kind of glad to have help. Anyway, so, okay, so.
Yeah, Boomsmith
you know
doesn't
what, I'm just
typically
gonna-
have a lot of help. But that's why we're here, brought in by a Politico. Now, Boomsmith, as you're standing there, you're actually going to be able to see across the way. You've already been briefed on the people who are supposed to be joining you today, and you can see some of them across the
Right.
street. All right? You're going to be seeing, though disguised, you'll probably recognize them because you know what you're looking for. 1, Mad Dog. 2, Sparks. And 3, Hobbs, or Hobgoblin, who works alongside the Golden God himself, Hydrogen King.
Oh. Hydrogen Cane.
They're all disguised. Some of their disguise is better than others. As you can see, Hobbs is wearing a wizard hat and cape. But you know, it's an odd crowd. You've got people from all gangs: Tiger Claws, Maelstrom, even the Mox. I mean, you've got Red Runners showing up alongside it. Everyone's coming in so they can put their best racers out here and earn a little bit of street cred. Maybe even place some bets as well. Races haven't begun yet, which means you have time to try and schmooze, or pull back, set up your game plan while these races go on, possibly even interrupt them somewhere down the way. All up to you. Hi, Max! All right, so how you gonna handle this? Anyone gonna signal the group, or are they just gonna keep on browsing through?
Well, Boomsmith is pretty confident that the mustache will give him away like instantly.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
Boomsmith probably
the
isn't gonna.
mustache.
The mustache is what's gonna do it.
Not the fatigues.
No,
No,
I-
just
hey,
the
look,
mustache.
anyone could have a stun baton, but nobody's gonna have a mustache like this unless.
Oh, yeah.
Unless
and bald head to go
Yeah.
with it. You know?
and the
Wow.
bald head together.
I guess
I imagine.
Yeah.
the two hairless ones are kind of just hanging out right now.
Oh, they're having a bald convention.
I feel like that's kind of part of why you haven't been spotted yet, is it just looks like you're two dudes who don't have hair that are like, talking about solutions for that. Sharing what's worked, what hasn't. So you like that's helping for sure. Meanwhile, let's take a look over here. Sparky, and for that matter, Mad Dog, what are you doing now that you're in the thick of it?
It sparks. I need to stress that.
So anyway, Hobbs, where does one get digs like that? Ain't seen nothing like that in the street sign.
Nothing like this? Hobbs inquires. You mean, and she holds up her cape.
Yeah, it's precisely that. I ain't seen a house so floppy in any sort of corner store I've ever been to.
Oh, that's just it. You gotta find them online. If you go to the Elf Lines Online Community Hub, you can find a whole bunch of people that are peddling their trade. And if you want to pay a lot extra instead of a little extra, there's always the option of getting their merch straight from the sites itself.
But this stuff is pricey.
Oh, you're telling me. The game itself, it lures you in, but then those microtransactions. Thing is, she looks back to you excited. I have something pretty exciting I want to show the lot of you. Maybe after this job's done. Just remind me, okay?
Plus, keep your head in the game, but would appreciate it if somebody told me I was supposed to be wearing fine digs around this place. Nonetheless,
I'm sure you'll do fine.
plus,
Who's the golden girl here?
Oh, you want to talk to her?
I just kind of give her an eye for a moment.
She
Just
gives
like a
you an
nod,
eye.
like,
She looks at you
Eh.
like a cut of meat.
Oh.
that's fair. I'm a premium though, so she better work for it.
Oh, she will. All right. So as you're making your way down the streets, what else are you doing? What's Mad Dog up to?
she's looking to kind of push shoulders and get into the middle of it. She's,
Okay.
hands in the hoodie.
Yeah, you're gonna
just
have to
moving
push
on,
shoulders.
bulldozing forward.
One
We're
problem.
looking for. Mm-hmm.
When you go to push shoulders to get through here, there's a fiery barrel, another barrel. You're gonna have to push an obvious maelstrom in order to get through there. Are you still doing it?
Yikes!
I can help.
Obvious maelstrom. What is their demeanor currently? Are they just like bumming a cigarette, or are they shouting to the high heavens on something?
Well, right now he's smoking, taking a look at the starting line. Catch my drift. And he's also got himself a nice spiky bat. You'll note a lot of the people here, unless they're topside, don't have guns. Probably something about keeping them away, so only the folks that are supposed to be acting as kind of balancing security are able to do that. Things like this bat, those are getting through easily. So he's definitely armed, but he's not currently looking like he's engaged in danger, as it were.
Would it be possible for me to attempt a bribery check, not in the conventional sense of money, but knowing if this person is somebody that perhaps has an interest in synth cocaine or its various applications?
I think that what you're trying to do might actually be counted as like a streetwise thing, as you're navigating elements of the street.
Fair enough. Alright, let's roll that. That comes out to be a 17.
All right, yeah. So as you go up there chatting him, what do you say?
Hey chum, looking to get by, but I couldn't help but notice, and she wants to pull out the little baggie from her hoodie. Looking to drop something off if you're looking to make a score. Real cheap, just trying to get by.
His eyes light up, quite literally. They go real bright, and then the top and bottom lines come down like he's narrowing them. Those. There's an obvious sound of metal and vocalization that is handled by some sort of synthetic voice processor rather than the normal vocal cords of someone who's fulganic. Expected, but no less jarring every time. That looks pretty good. I haven't seen your face around here before. What's your, asking price?
It's pretty pure stuff, but looking to just do a drop off. It's half off. Take 30 eddies. I got 3 if you want to take the whole lot. And
Half
while she's
off. Half off.
50%.
He looks over to the tower, past the band on the tower, and all the way up to some fellow Maelstrom at the top. Hey, you hear this? Half off! The good shit. Should I take it all, boys? One of them, who seems to be very intent on focusing, no telling what he's focusing on, just waves this off. The other, though, with his golden mohawk, metal face, and golden eyes, nods. Yeah! Sounds like a score to me, bud. Take it.
Hey, chum, keep your noise box off the heavens. You want everybody knowing your good deal around here? Don't want to get your score snatched.
Oh, come on. I know that you wouldn't walk away from me now that you're already in my face. Or would you?
I ain't worried about me. I'm worried about your friends over the next door neighbors.
You don't seem to understand how things go here. Makes sense. You are a new face. This is one place where we can all be safe in our colors. No worry about who's gonna shoot who unless they're already on the track, screwing us over. That happens after the night is done. Kind of a unity thing, right?
Right, that?
So, you selling?
Let's smash with your sugar. Yeah, and she'll take out one of her 3 bags, and while she's holding that in her palm, she wants to hold the other hand, not necessarily behind her back, but just to like motion the other 2 to walk around her as she wants to sidestep and kind of move this person to the side while she does her quick deal.
All right, yeah, they can easily move past then.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm
well,
noticing some real classic race things here. I'll say that later.
I tell you right now, I could crush some Smash. I'm in.
Right?
So he's gonna wire you all the eddies that you need. No need to bargain. You're already giving him a
Right.
great deal.
Alright, yeah, she's gonna drop off her 3 hits of synth coke, which are 30 each, so that's gonna be a plus 90 for her. And then if he's willing to just drop an extra 10 eddies, she'll give him the last 6 pack of smash that she has.
Oh yeah, he's dropping that for sure. No doubt, no doubt.
Right, pleasure doing business, chum. If you need anything, here's a ringer. And she will give the number of her disposable cell phone and then keep walking.
All right, yeah, you get on past there. Pretty good. And now that you've been able to talk to Maelstrom without issue, a lot of the other folks have taken notice. They're making way for you as well. All right. Anything
Yeah,
else that you're doing as you're making your way through here, team?
Right, those guys give me the heebie-jeebies. Let's keep going.
Cecile had a Twitch ad pop up in her sunglasses and was trying to like bat them away.
Yeah, for sure, for
I
sure.
don't care about Little Caesars.
You can never
God,
get
you're-
past the ads in this world.
Oh god, the Little Caesars was.
Yeah, this seems to be full of folks that are less obviously affiliated, but they wouldn't be here if they didn't have someone that they worked for or had ties to.
Cecile's just kind of looking around and like noticing, like, did they seriously get people to do like the flag and the sign thing? That's really classic.
Oh yeah, they got the flag, they got the sign, they got drones to give shots, live feed to anyone with cyber eyes and an agent.
That's good.
All right. Well, as you reach the end of the line, so to speak, end of the starting line, anyways, that's when you come across the Red Runners, scavs that you've definitely seen before, or at least you've seen these colors before, if you were present
squeaky
at the
plastic
mall.
Chairs.
Well, you consider what you're gonna do next. We're gonna pivot back over to Boomsmith and the exec.
I might want to
Okay,
take one of these
I'm
motorcycles.
Boomsmith. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I recall hearing about one of the best racers around. A lady likes to dress in gold. Is that accurate, or am I making this up?
Why don't you do a streetwise check for me? DB15.
Oh shit!
DB15. Okay. 27. I get a 27.
Oh my
God
god.
damn!
What the fuck is with your stats, people? Holy shit. Yeah,
I
no,
don't
you
know
know of a
this.
woman in gold. By day, she works the night. By night, she works the road. They call
Hell
her...
Okay.
Yeah, they call her Thunderstrike. Others, Goldilocks. Others still,
Oh.
Winner. All you know for sure, she's got more gold under her belt than on her shoulders. And she always drives the same thing, a beat-up old taxi. Whenever it shows up at a new place, people have to guess, is this just a nobody showing up, or are we about to have gold taken from under us?
All right. Well, I've been following this case for a bit. I've been doing some investigating. This isn't the first time I've heard about a taxi, I think. Is it?
Probably not. With the 27, you definitely have heard about this taxi before. And you can see it's there. It's idling, but, you know, behind those tinted windows, is there really anyone in it? Who can say? And there's a woman in gold, skirt, boots, and shirt. Even her hair's blonde, and she's walking right up to it. Sounds like the race is about to begin, too.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm keeping my eye on that one, unless there's something else I can do.
Well,
That's not grenade launcher related, and that's not many things. We're gonna be honest with ourselves.
well, before long, she disappears inside.
Okay.
That confirms it. She's in there, in the vehicle.
All right.
Now, we got one final question for the lot of you. Are you gonna let this race play out, or are you gonna do something in the midst of it?
I'm thinking we should let it play out. The plan, as it was given to me, is we want to wait until they're all out of fuel, before we do anything.
Mad Dog would like to tune in her radio communicator to see if she can pick up any sort of frequency that one might be using to speak with a car from the outside. In specific, if given multiple choices, she would like for the one that's affixed to Crazy Taxi over here.
Oh, yeah. Give it your best shot. I think that's a basic tech check.
Alright. It's basic tech in time. Only smart thing-
DV13.
That's a 10 that exploded into 8 after modifiers becomes 29.
29. Oh my god. What? Okay, yeah. So, what are you listening for specifically again?
She's basically trying to see if there's anybody that's giving instruction or providing advice or just like communicating to any of the drivers.
Yeah, flipping through all the channels, you're actually going to find more than one going around here. And it takes a bit to listen in, get the beat. But it sounds like each respective gang, at least those with towers, are chatting up their drivers, right? You got the Tiger Claws talking to their folks who are on the bikes. You're going to be seeing the Red Runners talking to that really janky looking thing over there. The tiny little car that is barely even having a right to be on the road here has got to be the Red Runners, their competition. Maelstrom. And then finally, there's the Mox. Who are the Mox backing? It's that very fancy looking AV. Interestingly, no one is talking to the taxi.
Okay, that confirms that. So, yeah, in that case, Mad Dog will just over the agent try and communicate to her folks, try not to fuck up the AV, see if we can get them a win for once.
Which AV?
The fancy one that she believes is being communicated to with the Mox.
All right. With that, you're gonna let the race play out. Time passes. Race is gonna go on through, and in the end, the person who comes out on top is, unsurprisingly, in the taxi. They cross that finish line, and everyone starts to cheer. This all went about as people were expecting, but, you know, race is done. Time for folks to find other ways to occupy themselves. The most clear way that folks seem to be looking to do it is by heading over to the garage. You have plenty of time to get yourself in position for where you want to be before this begins. So, Boomsmith, you're the one running this thing. Where do you want your pawns?
I'm Boomsmith. Okay.
We'll say if
Me-
he calls Cecile bad, she might fucking punch him in the dick.
Okay.
I know this
So
one.
I want to get my teammates as away from the largest groups of people with weapons as possible, because I'm gonna definitely open this thing with a big old flashbang.
All right.
And then we gotta run it. So like, I don't know, like who
Violent
here is
right away.
like melee oriented?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if your weapon's more close range,
What
it'd be
weapon?
good if we. I don't know. Are you
Cecile's
with
using
people?
fists.
Okay. Right.
I have to
Okay,
make a joke. It's right
um,
there.
All right. It'd probably be good if Boomsmith can get up in an elevated position, and I see there's a bunch.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to take your pick.
Probably with some hard cover that doesn't. Yeah. Okay, so we got there's guys on the rooftops everywhere.
Oh yeah. Right now,
suppose this-
the unoccupied rooftops are over here. Below first one-story buildings, there is a connecting tower that has Mox presence in it. Mox
Okay.
are known to be real fucking badasses, chromed to shit.
Okay, I don't know if I want to fuck with the Mox then.
Oh, we're not fucking with Mox.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
There are
maybe we should get-
buddies.
Can I be heard?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you
hello.
saying?
Hi.
I've been talking for like the past 10 minutes.
Oh, you can be heard now.
no.
You couldn't be
I hear
heard
you.
before.
Okay, well, I was going to suggest we do stuff quietly while the race was going on, but it seems that has passed. Well,
Oh,
okay. We can still do
sucks.
this.
I'm
We can
so
still.
sorry.
No. It's fine. We can still do this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I think. Question, Sparks. Do you have Cyber Eyes yet?
Nope. I have sunglasses.
Okay, Mad Dog, do
I'm
you
not-
have Cyber Eyes yet?
I'm not scooping out my eyeballs.
These things look mudded to you.
No, I don't remember what your gear is. I'm sorry.
She's just gonna lift up her sunglasses. She's rocking two Gannix.
Two
Okay, all right,
organic
all right.
eyes.
Okay. Oh, that building in the top left. How many are there? A lot of enemies up there.
Give me a perception
That-
check.
Okay, so,
DB13.
while you're doing that, I'm going to just say Hellbent definitely added you to the group chat, so you can use whatever agent you have, if you have one, to communicate with us over the.
Oh, I do have an agent.
Question.
Oh,
Can
well,
we
yeah.
Can we have a second group chat away from the car?
Yeah, we're
Sure you
having
wanna
a
be
separate
linking our
one.
conversational records to the NCPD.
Yeah, it's very quiet. It's just job talk in the group chat. However, firstly, you can
Yeah.
communicate with us over the agent quietly. It's basically just like a smartphone. Second, I will likely be the only one not affected by tear gas in the group. I am also not affected by smoke. So you can pop those down around me and not worry about me having to get into close range with it because neither can affect me. And smoke is actually one of my best tools. So,
hand me some smokes. I'm about to.
No, I already.
All up.
Yeah, I already gave you one.
Hobbs is going to step into the center of their group.
Oh, I got a
Hobbs-
15 on perception, by the way.
Excellent. You can see that there's 3 on top of the roof of that building in the top left.
Okay.
Now,
Can
Hobbs
we
is
do-
going to actually come in here and say, hey, by the way, I did a scan while the race was going on. There's actually a pretty safe network point. You see that tower back down the street? Almost no one around there. If I can just post up there, I'll have a good way to run through the net with the rest of you, all right? It covers most of this side of the street, definitely connects to their garage. You think it's worth it?
Hellbent looks it over.
Approach with caution, but avoid any danger. I don't want you getting hurt, and I can't back you up.
Look, I need to earn my keep too, okay, Hellbent? Here's the thing. You can see down there. You see she's gonna point all the way down toward the gates of the garage. You see those guys? That glowing faceplate?
Yes.
Drones. That can only mean one thing. They got demons in the net. So there's gonna be a risk no matter what I do if I'm doing my job. Just let me do it and I'll do the best I can. If it all goes well, we're gonna have at least half of their guardsmen that are willing to take shots offline. If it doesn't go well, maybe my brain burns a bit. That's gonna be, give me a nice bonus for that, okay? She laughs.
It's something to keep you focus up, and Mad Dog is gonna pull out her 1 air hypo loaded with stim.
Tempting,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna leave that one
drug.
to you. I feel like this is gonna probably be more dangerous for the lot of you than for me.
Hellbent.
Drug for every situation.
Hey,
Oh no,
safe,
stim's
Doug.
medicine. That doesn't count.
Pharmaceuticals.
Medicine is drugs. I don't know how to tell you this.
I mean recreational. It's not like recreational. Let's
So-
put it that way.
Anything's recreational if you try hard enough.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Do the Maelstrom have their own garage, or did they pile in with everybody else?
There's only one garage here, and it seems like the Tiger Claws are hosting. Unsurprising, given that the mall this is next to is also under their control. That night market.
Okay.
So,
Hellbent just kind of, for a moment, he stares at his not necessarily friend, but employee. This employee who has max loyalty to him, and who he'd like to say is a friend, at least from his side of the relationship. He just kind of puts a hand on her shoulder and just,
Be safe. Good luck.
Yeah. I got this. If you can all
Right.
keep them busy, they're not gonna be coming to me, right? So make some noise.
yeah. You got
Best
it.
of luck with your whole nerd thing. And Mad Dog, she would like to infiltrate. She's going to take out her video camera, make sure it's loaded. She plans, if possible, to walk in the front door, and she's going to try and feed some video feed through little clips, provided nobody stops her from walking in. Just don't tear gas me.
Little clips, huh? You might not even need to do that because you now have video feed on the place.
Oh, fair enough. That works too.
The garage has cameras, and the camera's control node is now under Hobbs' control.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. Man, all of them have guns. Like most of them have guns. This is gonna be difficult.
Question is, are they willing to shoot a badge?
I will say, Cecile does approach Boomsmith
Mhm.
just like as a sidebar. Like if the others are focused on planning, she is gonna kind of you have like a vest on, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna grab you by the collar of the vest and kind of pull you back. It's like, listen, you keep this. If you shoot someone there, I'm gonna have your head. Got it?
I mean, I don't like being threatened, but I'm not really gonna take it. Boomsmith is like, this is not the first time someone has threatened to murder Boomsmith.
This is fair. I had to play to Cecile. She's not happy.
So you know, his mustache just kind of rolls its eyes.
The mustache.
So how are you?
It just curls up just a little bit.
You have like 3 empathy. I forgot. The mustache is all your emotions.
Yeah, the mustache is really pulling its weight out here.
The mustache is everything he feels. The grenade launcher is everything he does.
Yeah, yeah. I had this mustache since I was about 9 years old. I just came in one day, you know, after the parents died and said grenade fire.
Maddie would like to wave a hand and kind of point over to that evident APC over there. Hey, Chum, don't suppose you got a few friends hanging out there in the back that are here to aid with your arrest, or are we all the backup that you have?
You know, that's not a bad idea if we could bluff them, because there's nobody. It's just us. Yeah, I don't know. Any of you wanna drive up in that? Pretend we got way more people than we do?
They're sending you in solo.
Well, it's not that I want to go solo. It's just that, you know, after a certain many times of being on the wrong end of the grenade launcher, a lot of the other boys on the force aren't so keen on working with me.
Madeline narrows her eyes and keeps in mind that there's a reason we don't have backup and that she'll probably stick to the back line. Right then, Golden God, whatever have you. How are we thinking about a sneaky approach for once? Try going up to that top there, pushing over some buildings, making some quiet arrests.
I could scale the building, however, I am uncertain of my quiet capabilities. However, if things do get loud, I should be able to take care of it. I would suggest if you stick to the back line, perhaps it would be best to bring up something like that. ABC. Both I and Sparks would be wasted driving it. However, you have some range, and I would prefer our medic be out of danger.
I don't have a driver's license, Chum. I don't know how many ways to put it, but I don't know how that thing works in forward or reverse.
You just press buttons. It's fine. You have an agent. You can do you not have YouTube? I can show you how to download it. Hobbs showed me.
Oh, wait, can we
very
have like a
accusing
machine
finger.
drive it? Can we have like a machine drive the vehicle? I didn't even think about that.
You're gonna get some word from your netrunner. If I could get control of even one of those drones, I can control and walk him in there and have him drive it through me. Problem is, once I start fucking with those drones, they're being actively occupied. I'm pretty sure anything in the net's gonna notice the moment that I go in there, whether it's netrunner or Damon.
Look, Rundum, I'm just saying, if that thing's so computerized that I can run it, I have no idea why your ops friend can't do it themselves.
I think at this point I'm going to let go of Boomsmith.
If I may make a suggestion, if we go loud, and I do suggest we prepare, however, begin softly. I will focus the netrunner first. If I can bring that down, we will have better success in the net, and perhaps more reinforcements from Hobbs' side.
Do we know the location of this crack nut?
Glowing face plate.
Well,
That's right.
I don't know much about all this E-War, but the mustache thinks that's a good idea.
Hobbs has some words for you. Her voice comes in through your little group chat. She says, Once I go in there, I'll know exactly who you need to take out. But again, once I'm in there, they know. Things are probably going to go loud, or they'll at least assume there's a threat.
Okay.
That seems more like a
so
backup
it
option.
seems like we want to be as intimidating as possible as soon as we know who we're supposed to go after. So we can roll up with lights on and sirens and throwing flashbangs and smoke, and then we'll have our whoever's good at
Anyone who wants to can make a deduction or tactics check, one or the other, right now, as a
I
result
would
of
like
all your
to-
chatting. All right, roll your tactics if you're rolling tactics.
Okay.
DV 17.
Jesus.
It's a big group you're working against.
Maddie rolled a 3 on her deduction.
I got an 18.
I'm gonna try.
What'd you get on your tactics? 11?
Yeah, 11.
All right.
I have
Oh, after you.
I have scored an 18 on tactics.
On tactics, all right. And
on-
Cecile?
On deduction, with a bonus of 7, I got a 23.
All right, so you get the
I love
answers for both.
exploding.
All right,
love
so
exploding.
our
It's my favorite
tactics winners. There are a few things that you're gonna kind of pick up on. Number one, if there's only one netrunner, even two, their focus is gonna have to be divided between all the different defenses that they're working with. If you make a big enough stink, one side or another, that's where their focus goes. Might give a chance for your little demon in the net to do some work without having as much come down on her. Could definitely be worth it if you tried going in force to make that opening. And then, tide might turn. A lot of bots out there. Even just having them not shoot at you is one thing. As for deduction, you can tell that there's a certain hesitancy among the groups here. The Maelstrom have yet to come through and join the garage party. They might eventually, but as of right now, they're sticking to their tower. Even the Red Runners are still spending more time with their car than they are with the Tiger Claws that are hosting tonight. The other smaller gangs and members that are less strongly affiliated are going in and out. But there's a tension underlying this whole event.
Ooh, I have an idea. I
Let's
will
compute.
make my way over to the tower with the Scabbers and the Maelstrom, and I will fire upon the other side of the street.
Mmm.
The Maelstrom were the ones that I just drug dealed to, correct?
Yes.
Don't suppose we could ask some questions first before we start framing. I got something of an in that way.
Perhaps. However, if we must make it loud, a large force clashing against another is as loud as we can get.
Yeah, don't suppose
Yeah, I
we could
gotta
rile them
agree
up
with that.
without firing the shot ourselves.
I got non-lethals. Plenty of non-lethals here. We'll be all right. I'm Boomsmith.
You're gonna get
Sorry,
some
I-
word from Hobbs. Hey, look, I know that we're trying to make sure this goes well, but night's young and parties don't last forever.
Maybe the parties you're invited
gotta
to.
get on it.
Do suppose we can get moving.